call her after lunch.
Thanks, Vera.
It's Miss Bennett. This job means everything to me.
You've always been a disappointment to me, Vera.
No, we've been through a lot together. I just thought you had more integrity.
You're too nice to them, Vera. They'll take advantage.
Everything between us has been a lie.
No.
I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna work harder.
Check it out! She got really good tits!
I'm pathetic.
You're wonderful.
You know a man like Jake could never love you.
Whatever Ferguson has planned, I am going to face it. I am not running from her anymore. You used me. You manipulated me. You manipulate everyone. She is John Ferguson. She is a psychopath. Call her on down! Call her on down! Maybe I am just a cliche blaming my mother for all the things that are wrong with me. So what is your end game, you crazy fucking lunatic?
Come back, Vera.
It's fucking governor.
WentworthCon that I hosted, I hadn't watched the whole,
How dare you?
I know. Believe me, I heard all of it. But I have to say, your character just makes such an evolution throughout this entire show. I mean, it's kind of amazing. My question for you is, how did you feel kind of going through all these stages to the end?
Completely thrilled. So when I signed up to the show, and because you're all rabid fans of the show, you will know that it's based on an older Australian television show called Prisoner. And when I was offered the role of Vinegar Tits, I was thrilled. I was like, yeah, I get to be the baddie. And I read the scripts, I was like, I'm sure this is what I signed up for. So, I was thrilled, but also we made a season of a show not knowing that it would get subsequent seasons. So, you don't know. So you just, you literally respond to it as the writers give it to you. But what I will say is once I reconciled myself to that Vera Bennett I was going to play was not the old iteration Vinegar Tits. You really had to embrace that, like you couldn't go, you can't, put a square peg into a round hole. It's like, this is what I'm being asked to play. It's my job as an actor to serve the story that I am given. So you had to embrace it. So it was really vindicating for me that whatever they saw in my performance, as we've got subsequent seasons, there's this lovely alchemy where writers go, this is what Kate can do, this is what we want to challenge her with, these are her strengths, these are her weaknesses, and they really trust you to play along. So it's, I was thrilled, yeah. Challenged sometimes, but thrilled.
I was just going to say. And then I asked this before you came out to all of them. How would you feel when you first started and people came up to you and said, vinegar tits? I mean, like, I don't know if you're like happy or are you shocked or are you like, oh my God, this is, you know.
It's so amusing. And it means you can go on any network, you know, any station, any platform and say the word tits. So it's like, you know. So I think it's a great nickname. I do remember being on the London Tube once, so you're in a pretty bloody confined space, and someone yelled out on the tube, "Hey, tits!" And there's 70 zillion feet underground, and the whole train is looking at you.
Did you scream out, "That's me"?
No.
All right, well, they're not here to see me. They're here to see you. They're here to talk to you. Hi, Alice.
Hello. We've met before. I do have a question. A few seasons back, it's probably back there in your memory bank, but what do you recall, or what can you tell us about that scene where the freak cut the tongue out, juice, and she came running out to you and collapsed on you, bleeding all over? Is there anything you can tell us about what it was like?
Do you know what my immediate memory of that is? We did a little practice run. You don't want to ruin the magic for you, but that was basically like some weird blueberry raspberry puree fruit mix. But we rehearsed. This is my enduring memory of the scene. We rehearsed on a tarp, you know, just to see, you know, what effect and how much weight Lou Kelley. And my enduring memory is watching Robbie Manasiva dry retch. I was like, dude, it's blueberry. I remember that so vividly.
I've heard that he
it was really affectionate.
It's great to see you.
Did you see Al?
Did you bring him a blueberry smoothie the next day?
No.
I know. Well, the next time he's here, I think somebody should bring him a blueberry smoothie, so remember that. All right, tell us your name and where you're from.
My name is Barb. I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio, and welcome to Chicago. It's just amazing to have you here. I am blown away by the fact that you guys, all these years later, after the show is over and done, still do this, go all over the world for the benefit of all the people that love you.
Just may I say briefly, are there any local Chicago before you ask the question, Kate Fox and I had a day on the town yesterday. I won't bore you with our travel stories, but I had no idea what a beautiful city it was. I had no idea.
Yeah.
We just had the most gorgeous day. We took the architectural river cruise, went to Millennium Park. I didn't bring my bathing suit. We went to Lake Michigan. It was just, anyway, we had a gorgeous time. Sorry, please continue, but thank you for having me.
And I guess this isn't really a question, but I just think it's amazing that you were one of less than a handful who went wire to wire, first episode to last episode. And you kind of asked her about her art. My interest is just all the different cast members that you met and got to work with over all those years had to be amazing.
It's one of our directors, Kevin Carlin, who was the setup director for the show. He said it's always a testament to the quality of the show when some of the best actors in the country asked to be on the show. You know, so he said we attracted, you know, almost every female actor in Australia wanted to be on that show, and we got to act with some of the best of them, and it really, I don't think Wentworth was ever a show that you could get tired or bored with, and certainly not with my trajectory. But whenever these new actors would come, and some of them really great stage actors, film actors, would come on to do like a one episode guest role, and you'd be like, you're going to really lift the bars, you're constantly, raising your game because there are all these fantastic actors around you supporting you and wanting to come play with you. So it was, one of the absolute joys of the show.
And you were one of the constants, and that was awesome. You were amazing.
Thank you.
If you want to take the microphone and just turn it up, turn it. There you go. Perfect. All right. And tell us where you're from and your name.
My name is Laurel. I'm from Denver, Colorado. The first thing I wanted to ask was, you mentioned being with K-Box yesterday. So in 2010, when you were doing Offspring as well with K-Box, just some of your history there, and then did you guys not know, but when you guys reconvened on Wentworth, were you like, yay?
Do you know what? K-Box and I have been on a few shows together. We have never acted a scene together. In fact, there was a joke on the Wentworth set where there's a scene where Rev and Lou are walking across the hub, and I go to talk to Rev, and I literally say, K-Box, not you, Kelly. That's all that's happening. I don't talk to you. And as it turned out, I never did. We never, ever did a scene together. Nor in Offspring, our paths didn't cross.
Yeah.
But we did know of each other,
Yeah, my Wentworth question though is the scene when you're cutting Ferguson down, the tongue, all of those scenes that are just all of us were jaw dropped. Even acting, how do you separate yourself from being in character in the moment to having to go home and not be the governor that had to cut a prisoner down, if you will?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Every actor will answer that question differently, so I'm just saying that for me, it wasn't that difficult. Those of you who've met me before have heard me bang on about this before. A lot of Vera's turmoil and the drama for Vera was often internal, so I was dealing with kind of psychological power plays, and I did witness some violence, but I wasn't as, physically.
You reached your mom.
I got kind of taken hostage a lot. Yeah. I didn't find it that difficult, and I don't really have an explanation for that other than I very much fall into the school of pretendies actors. I'm at work. My job is to pretend to do this. My job is to milk the drama out of something, to craft a scene. It's not to, not to immerse myself in something so much that I can't get out of it. Having said that, particularly if you're doing something quite physical, and I know the end of season 7, which you might remember was the siege, where we all got stuck in the laundry, and I had a baby. They do say that your physical memory is not necessarily something that you can always monitor. So your body will remember a trauma, or your body will remember something that maybe you do have to unpack later on. But most of the stuff for Vera, I could happily kind of just be in pretendysville, and then also had a really particular physicality and a very particular costume. So it was really like taking off the skin and taking off those heels, and so I never found it that difficult. There are some days, and I don't want to speak on behalf of Pam, but she will say, when you refer to that hanging scene, because I've heard her say this, when you are being strangled, there's a little part of your performance work which means you kind of have to be a bit strangled. You have to actually pretend to asphyxiate and that can, but you're never in danger, and there are all kinds of infrastructure around you to keep you safe. But in terms of your own process, about how you walk away from that, every actor's going to give you a different answer. But I didn't find it too difficult.
Because you're a great actor. Thank you so much.
Follow-up questions about, right? Again, all these seasons that you were on, what happened in your life, in your personal life, that actually maybe helped you with the character? Was there ever anything that the character went through that you might have like realized and be like, wow, this can help me in my life?
I don't know if there was any direct correlation with events during the season of the show. I think, and again, every actor will answer this differently. I very much work from the text and kind of like, I really do just create a character and work from the story that's given to me. But I think you'd be lying if you didn't say there's somewhere in me that kind of finds little kernels of yourself. You know, it's like saying, well, you know, actors play serial killers. It's not that they go out and kill people. But, you know, you find something like what drives this person, what makes them mad, what makes them happy, what makes them dream, what makes them, you know, so you can find those little elements of reality in yourself. But mostly for me, it's about, yeah, kind of weaving together a character. But what I will say, just briefly about the things that do happen in your life over the course of 8 years of doing a show, is you do, and everyone who's there for a long time, big things happen to us. People lost parents, people had children, people lost dogs, you know, pets at homes, you know, big things happen to us. And even if you try not to, it does link you in a way. You know, you find some real special friendships, and on our show that extended to the crew as well, because it was a very intimate connection between the cast and the crew. So yeah, it was almost unavoidable that those personal events kind of cemented what was already an incredible professional chemistry, but it kind of really cemented a lot of friendships as well. So,
oh, that's nice. Well, who are you the closest to?
Oh, I mean, well, some of them is purely because of geography, because some live in my city and some don't, and I mean, Pam and I are very close. Jackie Brennan and I are close. She lives in Melbourne. Robbie and I are very close. I see a lot of Bernie, but that's because they all live in Melbourne. I love all of them. If I go to Sydney, I will immediately knock on the doors of Tammy, Macintosh, and Susie Porter and Celia Island. And, you know, so you know, so it's just by virtue of being a bit closer to the others that I see them more often.
That's beautiful. I mean, you see some casts that are constant, like they stay close forever, and then you see some casts that it's like one person and they're just friends with. So it's nice that you were very involved for a very long time with all of them.
Avoid them, really. And you know, one of the lovely things about doing these conventions is we're not making the show anymore, so we get to see each other. And for a while there, when the show was still on air, we would reunite every time there was an awards ceremony because we won the awards. And so we would all get to see each other and hang out. And now we don't even get to do that. So these conventions are really
like a reunion for you.
Yeah. In lots of ways. Yes.
See, you guys help bring them all together.
Yeah, thanks.
That's awesome.
I'm Ashley. I'm from Brookfield, Illinois, and I want to say you are undoubtedly my most favorite actor in the world. And when it was announced you were coming to Chicago, I swear, 5 minutes later I was at the pawn shop with my engagement ring because I was coming. And you definitely got me through some rough times, whether you know it or not. Wow.
Wait, I have a question. Are you still married?
I don't care at this point. But, you know, I know that your Instagram is for friends and family only. Do you have any plan, like on your busy schedule, maybe making one for fans so that we can keep up with you?
I don't even use it anymore. I don't post anything. It's just a very personal choice. I know people who use social media really wisely and judiciously. It just wasn't for me. And it's partly about the time it consumes, the energy it consumes. I'm a pretty private person. So it's just not for me. I applaud people who use it in really helpful ways. But no, I can't promise. I don't even look at it anymore. I probably But yeah, no, I won't be doing that anytime soon. Sorry.
Well, thank you for being here, and you're so talented. I love you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Before we get to our next question, what have you been working on? And they probably already know this, but I do not. What have you been working on since Wentworth? And do you have anything like planned soon or currently?
Well, I've got something in the planning, but it's not something that's going to happen in a hurry because it's at the very early stages of development. And when I say development, it means it might never see the light of day. That's, that's just how it happens. I did a show very soon after Wentworth, so it went to air about a year ago in Australia called Underbelly Vanishing Act. So that took up a bit of time after. So has it been to air in the US?
Oh yeah. Oh, there you go. The plug. They plugged you.
What was it? It's on TV. Oh, thanks, mate. Thanks. Anyway, so that was the biggest project I did after Wentworth, and then such is the life of an actor that, yeah, I haven't worked since then. So,
do you think that you've been typecast a little bit from Wentworth, or are you not feeling that at all? Just like something hasn't happened that you want to take on, or
a bit of that. So there's a little bit of just saying no to things because they're not things that I want to do, and then auditioning for things that you do want that you don't get. That's just the life of an actor. What was the first part of the question?
There's something in the works right now, but it might not see the light of day.
Yeah.
You did one project right after Wentworth.
Yeah.
And then what have you been doing since?
Moving
that
house.
She doesn't want to get personal.
Yeah, moving house.
I'm trying to help you guys.
I mean, moving house, riding a lot of horses. Yeah.
Oh, what kind of, like, what do you do? English? No.
No. You Americans will be pleased to know that I'm a quarter horse person. I like quarter horses. So we do, in Australia we have big cattle stations, we do stock riding and, Western stuff. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Did you guys know that? No, piece of information. See? Where are you?
Yes, quarter horses are very popular in Australia at the moment. Very popular.
What is your name and where are you from? She's been so patient.
Hi, my name is Cormack. I'm from Indiana. And my question to you is, did Vera ever get closure with Joe Ferguson in the end? Like, fully get closure?
Get closer in what way? Closure.
Such a good question. One of the things that, again, I'm not going to speak on Pam's behalf, but one of the things we both really liked about the ending of that particular story was that there was a certain ambiguity to it, that you would be left to, fill in the blank or imagine the life that they would have. There's an interest in letting the audience play a part in that rather than saying, this is what you think, this is how it is. So as an actor involved in a story, I was really pleased that, then you get to be involved in imagining what may or may not happen to those two characters. In my mind, so that's me as a practitioner, as Vera, I think there was closure for her. I think there was, and look, we're making a pretty high-level drama, so whether or not you believe that last thing that Ferguson says to Vera really has the impact it would about a child needing its mother. But in Vera's mind, that was the closed door. It was done. All of the obsession and the energy that comes with that kind of obsessive enmity was over. There is another version, and this is not how I played it, but in retrospect I thought there's a moment where Jake and Will say, has anyone seen Ferguson? And Vera stays quiet. So that's the moment where she makes the decision and goes, it's over. She's gone, I don't know where. My vengeful drive to end her is gone with her. So I'm saying nothing, and I'm empowered by that. This is like comedy version. Comedy version is that she's actually thinking, I don't want anyone to know because I'm going to go find her and deal with her myself. But that's it. In all seriousness, in answer to your question, I feel like she did get closure in that moment where she just says, no, she's gone. She's gone.
Great question.
Great question.
A follow-up question to that is, okay, so you said your comedy version is almost like, I'm going to go hunt her down and get her myself. Where do you think she went? Like, in your, like, would you...
I don't know. I mean, when we did that set, as she walked into the fog, I was not in microphones, I was singing the Born Free thing.
Yeah.
So it's just like a wild animal going out onto the prairie. I don't care where she goes as long as she doesn't come back. I don't know, there's anything in her mind about where she went.
I equate her characters, you guys heard this before, to like Michael Myers. You know what I mean? Where he just like walks off slowly and then, but he somehow keeps coming back. So I'm like, that's why. So did you like take yourself out of Vera and into like almost like a fan of the show? Did you like the ending? And I've asked a lot of the cast members if they're not going to know the answer.
I liked Vera and Ferguson's ending. I really liked that ending. When I read the script, the final moment, I was a bit, it's a bit Little House on the Prairie for me. I just wanted it to be a little darker. But then, when I watched it...
Little House on the Prairie. From Halloween to Little House on the Prairie.
But then when I watched it, I'm just being honest, because, you know, I'm out of a job now anyway. But when I watched it, I was really moved by it, and okay, if we did a vote, how many people liked the ending of the entire series? Who liked the ending? Who didn't? Oh, yeah. Because you wanted it to be a bit more twisted? Yeah. Oh, longer. Hey, we made 100 episodes. Yeah. So many storylines by then, but there were just so many. Yeah.
More what?
Yeah, that's a very sensitive subject. I fell in love with Grace is not good. Again, some people have heard the story. They write Vera has a baby, they write a baby, and then tedious. And I arrive at work one day and they go, there's like a bunch of kids and mothers in the green room, you know, I'm going to pick one, you might want to be involved in choice. It's like, it's the worst.
Tell us how you really feel.
Well, they say acting with children and animals. I'd much rather work with animals. Anyway.
Horses is what she did.
I walk into this room and I see this little girl, and the little girl, Grace's the little girl's real name is Jonty. And I saw her and I just went, that one. And, but I didn't do that because there were 6 other mothers. But in my brain I was like, that one. But I politely went around and spoke to all the mothers and they were all their babies and all that. Anyway, in the end we did get Jonty. And she's one of the finest acting partners I've ever had. She was a complete delight. Like, they really were some of my favourite days. And then we had a global pandemic and we shot the final season during a stage 4 lockdown in Melbourne. We had a special dispensation at that point, but we certainly couldn't have a baby on set. So, yeah, so that's, you know, that's just the pragmatic show in the middle of a viral pandemic.
So my question is, if you could have ran the final scene with Ferguson when she walks up with you and sets you down, would you have changed that? Do you think Vera should have
slapped her? No, look, I wouldn't have changed it. And also, you know, I'm a writer, and they do a really good job. And that show is, you know, not only do they have to let all these kind of characters evolve in their own way, they have this tendency to weave them all together into this incredible labyrinthian knot. And if every actor walked into the writing room and starts pulling on a thread because it's not quite what they want, you're unravelling a world, you know. And Wentworth is, to me, the biggest character in Wentworth was the prison, about the world inside the prison. And so, you know, there was never any scene, that one included, where I could go into the writing department and question their judgment. If I did have a problem, I might go in and say, you know, can we try this? Or, you know, you offer something that speaks to you as the character. But something big like that big ending, I didn't question it, and I wouldn't have changed it.
Great question. All right, we have time for one more short question. Make it good. You're the last one. If it's not good, we're not paying attention.
My name is Emily. I'm from Kentucky, and my question is, I think it's in the Pink Dragon episode where Ferguson comes to bring you food at your house. You're taking care of your mom, and you're being, you know, trying to take care of her, and she's being really mean to you. And Ferguson leans down. What does she say to her?
Great question. Good last question.
Every time, I never know how to answer it. You guys can. Honestly, we would love to be able to tell you something really dark and witty and spectacularly intelligent. But honestly, Pam will tell you because, you know, you do multiple takes, and each time she leaned down, she said something different. But the beauty of that moment, and Lynette Curran, who played my mother, is an amazing actress, and Pam's okay. But she would choose something, I honestly don't know what she said, or whether it was in character, or just something where she knew she would get the kind of reaction from Lynette that she wanted. So, look, in my mind, in Vera's mind, because, you know, that's also where, you know, her relationship with Ferguson is growing. In Vera's mind, I think she said something to my mother in my defence, you know, like, you know, she's amazing at work, or you wouldn't recognise her at work, or she's my, you know, she's my right-hand woman, or, you know, she said something that made her mother go, or she said something deeply threatening that scared the living shit out of her. She said, look, you have to ask Hannah, but she said something different every time.
Great last question. So we did ask, who was at Toronto? We did ask Pam that question. What did she answer?
She didn't remember either.
Yeah! And I'm sitting up here going, I don't remember her answer, and I'm usually pretty good like that, so.
It's like the shittest theatre anecdote ever. You know, like, you know, people have great working stories, like behind-the-scenes stories. Look, our worst. We don't remember. We don't know.
So I'm going to ask one last question that I know they want to ask, but they don't have time to. Did you take anything from the set when you left?
Look, we weren't allowed to take much. You know, because, you know, some people are thinking there was going to re-emerge at some point, so they kept all the costumes and kept everything. We all got a set of teals. We all got a set of, you know, prison inmates, teals. I took away, you know, in the kitchen, the kind of burgundy aprons that the bloody grey in the kitchen. I actually used that one. They're really comfy and terrific. There's a famous scene, I think it's the first scene where Vera has been auction them off or something, but I kept mostly, we all went paperless during COVID, but before COVID, so we all got iPads and we had to do that. I had to get Bernie to teach me how to use an iPad. Before that, we always had old-fashioned paper scripts, and I kept all my scripts. So, yeah, so I've got all my scripts. Yeah.
Well, we want to thank you for being here. I know that
some viewers may find the following footage disturbing.
Some nutcase wants to come visit me.
To get your money's worth.
Righteous act of retribution.
Your husband wasn't a victim, he was the abuser and he didn't deserve to live.
Heard you tried to blow someone up. Remind me not to piss you off.
One of the attackers, who appears to be a woman, gives a statement in which she claims to be representing an anonymous group of vigilantes calling itself the Red Right Hand.
I'm hoping to build up a picture of Kaz Procter. Protecting vulnerable women is very important to you.
You're nothing but a fucked up little girl who's trying to save the world.
Have you ever needed protection yourself?
Do you know even when you were a kid you had a hardness about you?
When I was a kid, I was the victim. I was Karen. But I refuse to let that be my story.
Weakness of any kind, I've forgotten how much that disgusts you.
Self-pity disgusts me.
Do you think your beliefs have served you well?
Fuck your principles, Kaz. Just do what's right.
To get justice, sometimes you need to cross a line. Menacing a handcuffed, vulnerable woman.
You're not vulnerable. You're poison.
You be top dog and look after my sheep.
Betrays on my principles.
And then go fuck your principles.
Oh, did you fucking bad luck, you fucking stupid bitches!
Do it again and I'll fucking destroy you. Understand?
Shut the fuck up!
No. Justice is coming. You could be out in 2 days. Or dead in 1.
Fucking psychotic
We are the Red Right Hand.
everybody make some noise for Tammy Macintosh!
Once again, fucking amazing. I couldn't see that then. I have seen it once a few days ago, and it made my skin crawl with the veracity and how essentially Karen Procter has. Sorry, Karen. That is, so thank you. That is the essence of why I took that role on. My skin is crawling again. What have you come as?
Sunshine.
The back of my top on the tag it says, what does it say? Something about this one.
You're just getting excited when I didn't dress in you. Which one? White closet. It's definitely not that one. Take them all. Here comes the sun. Oh, love it. Love you, Tammy.
Love you. Who here is from Chicago. Well, thank you for having me. I have to admit, unlike the two Kates and Dan who's been here before, I have seen none of Chicago. I have flown in, hit the hotel, hit this room, and we'll fly out again tomorrow. But around the hotel are beautiful lakes and gardens and statues that have given me such peace and have made me go, oh my God, the people of Chicago love this city. They take such care of this city. Like it feels loved. So for that, thank you.
Well, you're going to have to come back again when you have more time so you can see the site.
I would love to.
Yeah.
I would love to. Hello.
Wait, I have a question. Was at WentworthCon when this amazing woman did the worm across the stage?
I've been sitting in a plane for fucking years. And my shoulders sting, my ribs down. I'm like, she mentions the word. I'm going to make her do it. Do it.
It's like everyone on that show was corrupt in some kind of way. Staff, including the nurse, everybody. If you could pick one character to switch the corruptness and the evilness with, which one would you pick?
Oh, that's a great child, Ferguson. What a dream role. You know, all that stuff, just been fencing and fencing, and her dad's there, but he's not. You know, all that stuff looking in the mirror, that big talk, that shit.
Can you give us your best Joan Ferguson impression?
No.
I tried.
I will not have that on anyone's camera. I will not. I love that woman. I love that she lets me jump on her back to put her hand in a deep fryer. Respect.
How long did that scene take?
Full day. Yeah. It's a full day. You know, you come into work like this. And then, hi, breakfast, coffee. Yeah, no, great, yeah. Into wardrobe, a bit of makeup, get down to set. Okay, let's block it. So blocking is kind of working out who's going to go where, who's going to stand where. And so we get into the kitchen, and you've got like a crew of 30. Get into the kitchen. So Bee's around the back there. She's drowned. So Jennifer's got to come in, screaming. Try to get there and pull her out, get her on the floor. And then Will says to Kaz outside at Maxine's thing when they're sitting outside the nursing thing, do you want to find out who put you in prison? It's like, fuck yeah. It was Joan. Off Kaz goes. So she runs. The director's going, okay, everyone can't run in at once. We're like, no shit, Sherlock. So, blah. Get her out, okay. And then finally, you get to Pam. And so Pam and I are standing there. And I go, okay, well, I don't want to kill you. So, what do we do? She goes, what do you want to do? I went, to be honest, I want to jump on your back. She gave me a big look for a minute and went, oh, she thinks I'm insane. She's going to go, absolutely not. And I was like, that's not what I do. She went, yeah, do it. I went, oh, really? And then I had to get the fuck out there. I'm like, can I just get the shots from here up, right? Mr. Director, yeah? Can I just get a little step? And I really like, I don't know, what was the question?
I don't think anyone cares at this point. You're just trying to get entertaining.
I'm sorry.
She's out. She's like, I got
Oh, no,
Just go for it.
I
Hi, my name's Barb. I'm from Cincinnati. Hi. Is it true that the rest of the cast did not know who killed Kaz?
Yeah, that was a really good game. No, it really was. I created this box in the green room. It says, who killed Kaz? And everyone had to put $5 in there. And whoever won at the end, once we all found out, got the money. But the thing was, that not even I knew.
What did she say?
That I didn't even know who killed Kaz. And you go, get off it. You're reading the script. You're in the scene. Of course you fucking know. No. The writers and the producers went to great lengths to have in the script, someone comes up behind Kaz and does that. And I'm like, well, I'm going to find out first because I'm going to shoot it. I'm going to win. I'm going to win Kaz. So we do the day. Oh, what a horrible day. I'll talk about that later. Anyway, so I'm walking up the thing after the therapy session, and life's great, and she's finally kind of settled in her skin and is kind of like the Karen that she was before her childhood happened. It's kind of a really beautiful, open, free feeling. And then this thing happens, and so we're blocking. Once again, all the crew are really quiet. Tammy's going to get killed today. And so I walk up behind the thing, and every time we're doing the thing, the blocking it, the director would go, and someone's behind you, and da-da. I'm like, what? Who's doing it? Like, it doesn't matter. I'm like, you really don't want me to see this? No. I'm like, well, I'm going to see who it is just around the place when we're doing final checks before the tape, or if they're going to the toilet or something. I'm going to see. So we do the scene, and this person has got like one hood for my shot, where you just see my face. It's not where you see the wide shot and you don't see the back. It's just for my shot. And they're wearing a hood at the front with their eyes cut out and a hood at the back. You're fucking kidding me. I really don't know who this is. I'm so not going to win. And I wasn't concerned with that for a second. But then, so I shot that earlier in the piece, and I had to go back and shoot, the beginnings of the episode. And I went out to dinner with Pete McTighe and some of the writers, and I've been at home going through all the old scripts and going, Mari, it's got to be Mari. Because I've killed Sonia, I've killed, What's her name?
You gotta ask them.
What's Sonia? So we go through the scripts going, oh, there was this guy, Mari got out for a minute, she went to see this guy who's a politician, who's a something, and I found her shit. I'm like, it's the politician guy. And then suddenly there's a new security guard. And so I was sitting in front of a fireplace in this pub in Port Melbourne one night with this writer. And he said, so, what's your theory? I said, I have a theory. He says, oh, I don't like what you tell me. He said, no. I'm like, well, here's my theory. Mari, politician, she got out, da-da-da. I know the stuff. Stuff's got to be taken care of. Suddenly there's a new fucking guard. It's the new guy. It's Sean Brody. And he just went, no, I went, fuck it is. So I go to it the next day, I write on my thing, Sean Brody. And they came in. I was like $250, but still.
She won the money.
Better than a sling neck.
This is more of a comment. When I started watching Wentworth, I was going through a really tough time where I almost passed away, and my co-workers said, you're watching Wentworth whether you like it or not. And then I got interested in it, and I have to say, Kaz had the biggest heart of all. Her passion was in helping people and saying, no, it's not right. Crimes against women is not right. And she fought back every step of the way. Kaz gave hope and wanted to fight back in real life. And I want to thank you and Kaz for that, for women all around the world. fight back. Thank you.
That was beautiful.
Thank you. Love you so much.
It's amazing that, look, they come from all over the country to see you guys, but I think the impact that you've had on people's lives, that either you've never met or you've met, people that you've never spoken to, fans that come here and that you're able to connect with, like over video and stuff. It is amazing that you're able to create something that does affect people.
I got that for you. I can't put my eyes in the back.
Trevor, get us a tissue.
That's really special because I had some really, really hardcore hate when I first started doing cats. I went to pick up my kid from school one day, he was like 7. And I went to a grocery store just around the corner before. There was a group of private school girls from a very rich eastern suburbs school. And as I was coming out of there with my bags, 8 of them were like, thank you. And excuse my language, like 8 of these girls were like, oh my god, it's Kaz, you're a fucking cunt! Who do you think you are? And they literally just went me. And I'm doing school mom shit, I'm in a tracksuit, and I'm just like, whoa! And I really got shook because it came out of nowhere, and you know, they were really passionate in their hate.
Did it feel like you were really slapped in the face again on this one?
It felt worse because I was just me. Just getting my kid from school. I went to school in tears, and Ben's like, "That's no, mate. It's okay, mate. That's all right." What the hell have I got myself into? But I went home that night, and I think I called Celia. I called Celia for all that type of stuff. She's like, "Babe, the fact that they hated you so much is good. That means you're doing your job." So, and the beauty of Kaz is that she did come in with all that attitude and hardcore anger. I mean, she spent her whole childhood not being believed about the things that happened to her, not being heard. And that makes you angry when no one believes you. So I just went, and I knew Kaz's journey over the years was going to change and transform, but it was a good starting spot, and yeah. So thank you.
I'm Ashley. I'm from Brookfield, Illinois. Thank you for being here.
Oh, thanks for having me.
You as well, very talented actress. Kaz's death for me was, there's a lot of deaths on one earth, but Kaz's was one where I was at home, but I took it home. Now, would there be can you bring, because I feel like I don't have closure. Can you bring us Kaz for a second and bring her on stage and give us a quick, what would Kaz say after her death? What does she think? Can you bring us Kaz and give us maybe a little closure? I want to see Kaz. I miss her.
She'd say, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
What do you feel like you missed? Because life is like that.
I got an idea. Right before they slit your neck, if you had heard the person coming and you knew it was going to happen, what would you say as your character?
Oh, it wouldn't have happened.
No.
I get that. So what would you have done? What would you have said and what would you have done?
So she had that monologue, right? Who knows the monologue in anybody? I don't fucking Jesus Christ. I wanted to love the women, forgive them, I can't remember what she said. Menopause, Brian, you have to forgive me. It's going to happen. But if I had heard that and I turned around, I would go, I don't fucking think so. I don't fucking think so.
Now, would they be dead or hurt?
They'd be hurt, but they also have a box cutter in their hand. That's sharp. You know, we had these Wentworth jumpers made up, they're black ones, and on the back there's like a sheave, a toothbrush with a razor, a box cutter, and something else. And the art department, head of the art department, Kate, great lady who took care of me so well, broke my toe in a stunt scene. She was the only one who took me to hospital to find out that my toe was crushed. But she made these jumpers, and she made them specially. And she said, "Can you tell what the honour for Kaz is on that?" And I went, "No, because they're all instruments of death." She went, "It's Kaz's box cutter." So cool. I think I might give that away next time I come over.
My name's Deb, and I'm from North Carolina.
Hi, Deb.
And in that scene where you were laying in the puddle of blood, you have blood all over your right hand. Was that intentional?
It fucking wasn't! How brilliant is that? It's the red right hand. And you know what's really brilliant? When I first got into, when Kaz first got into jail, and she walks past me and goes, "Careful what you wish for, bitch."
Thank you. Foreshadowing.
And the writers were pretty happy with themselves. They went, "That kind of worked out really well, didn't it?" Yeah, Sean Brody, I'll take that money.
You guys are lucky. I have time for one more question. Oh, right back there.
Come here. No, come here. Come here.
Oh, you never know.
Sit down. Only because you. What's your name? Oh, I'm so sorry. My name is Laurel. I'm from Colorado. Hi, Laurel. Oh, that's okay. Like, take this so everyone can hear.
She might forget her question now.
I know. You're distracting.
Man, I get distracted. I'm with you. We're together. Like, what would go?
I mean, I think you're awesome, so I've watched plenty on you, and in past you were saying that originally you had auditioned for B and Lizzie, and they said no, and then they had to call you back for one, and you're kind of like, well, fuck off, but then you got it. So with what you were just talking about, with who Kaz is, you really feel like you are, you know, you were put in the right spot. Did you also, at the end of that, it was such a long filming process, did you see the silver lining, like, that's why I wasn't supposed to, that's why I didn't get casted for B, that's maybe why I didn't get casted for, you know what I mean? Like, it just fit.
Yeah. And I'm a huge, no it is, but I'm a huge believer in the universe. And everything being at the right place at the right time. We're all here at the right place at the right time. Even if shit things are going on, like, you know, I didn't get B, I didn't get Liz, and then I was like, well, you can go get fucked.
Yeah.
There was a reason.
And you were the best cat. I mean, not that there was another one, but you
No,
killed
there's
it.
no other one.
There's no
Yeah,
cat.
I'm sorry,
Like,
no.
you are.
Yeah.
Not acceptable.
Thank you.
You know what I think might be fun? Do you have any questions for them? I just love to put you on the spot because I feel like you can handle it. By the way, in the back of her head, she said,
I think
fuck
you
right
have
now.
a question. That's why you asked me.
It's a psychology session. Do you like this?
Do you have a question?
I have a question for them? No, do you have any questions for them?
Not really. Except maybe if we all want to do a sing-along.
Oh, fuck yeah! All right, so what song? Row, row, row your boat. And you all have to do this like she was doing before.
It may as well be for Row.
All right, start it up.
Oh, Row, you gotta get out of here because it's your song. Quick, quick.
You gotta stand up.
Come here, come here.
Everyone's gotta stand up.
It's real quick.
Stand up.
We're just gonna do this.
Oh boy.
We're gonna go that way 4 times and that way 4 times.
Okay, are we singing?
4 and row, row.
Oh, row, row, row your boat. Are you ready?
Row, row, row your boat. Gently down the stream.
And that way.
Merrily, 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 merrily. Life is fun and
I don't see that. Come on.
row,
Don't want to make an enemy of Lou Kelley.
Fingers Kelly. She's like top dog way back before B, before Jax. Your girlfriend has been threatening people. Fuck 'em, baby.
Lou Kelley's been here for 5 minutes and look what's happening.
I got a proposition for you.
You want to take me out to dinner first?
I got a present for you. I know how much you love her. Him. What you gonna do when she comes home one day with a dick?
She looks way better!
Talk about Reb like that again, and I will fucking kill you.
I know you killed Reb. And you murdered Mandel. See if we can start ourselves with a mutiny.
Finish it. We had an arrangement and you go and murder someone.
My bad.
If you go to the cops, I will post you your sister's fingers.
Get me a civil, you'll be flipping the bird with a fucking stump. I'm gonna make you swallow, the little fucker.
We're gonna play a round of Go Fish. You wanna join?
Darling, you're not top dog material. Nice shiner, that's kind of hot.
People think Lou's crazy, but she's not. She's got a short fuse, that's all.
Shut up! Out!
You want to move your fucking ass?
I am your fucking babysitter!
What the fuck are you looking at?
No one gave Reb a chance, so I couldn't give a fat fuck about the women. Oh, fuck! Give it up, or I will cut your fucking throat! Will we take out the trash? I have a deal for you.
This bomb's going off, and those cunts will pay.
Amazing as Lou Kelley.
Oh, thanks, Alice.
But I have to say I didn't like
Thank you, Alice.
In Deadlock, I liked you a lot more. Your character. Can you give us any updates or tell us anything more about Deadlock? Like, maybe renewed for another season or anything?
I should find out on the 31st of August is the date that I'll find out whether season 2. I mean, you'd hope so, but yeah, we'll find out at the end of the month.
It's a great series, right?
Yeah, and then you'll find out.
Well, they're all hoping that it's a yes, right?
Yeah. Me too. Thanks for watching that. That's lovely. Thanks, Alice.
Hi, Kate.
Hi.
My name is David. I'm from Dallas, Texas, and I'm here celebrating my birthday this weekend. I can't describe how great it was seeing you with Lou Kelley. So I want to ask you, what was your process in getting into character? All the anger, the rage.
Yeah, I mean, I was saying earlier, my life is, you know, it can be quite demure. I have small kids, I have a lot of I have to have a lot of restraint in my own life. So I think the preparation was just the utter joy in being able to release the valve because there's so much like, yes, no, that's fine, don't worry about that, yes, that's fine, and then suddenly you're like, when all you want to say is, fucking babies, you know? I've got to get paid for their fucking babies, this is great. Yeah, so I think the prep for Lou, the way I prepped this one was unlike I'd ever done any other role. I prepped her childhood because I thought Lou is such a damaged character, and there's her instinct for violence is so quick to rise, and so I thought, who was this kid like? What was their life like growing up? Because also Lou is so infantile as well. She tantrums like a kid. She bullies like a kid, and I thought, what were those moments in her life that kind of stunted her in a way, or kept her in that like childish reactive mode? So yeah, I spent heaps of time on that actually, and I'd never done that before, and it just seemed like the right way in to Lou Kelley, and it just also meant you could kind of, I found love and justification for her reactions, which are often very unjustifiable, and so I had to find a way to love her and back her in her choices. So that was this one for me, which I've never done with another character. Thank you.
So these guys asked some great questions that I was kind of going to ask, so I'm just going to say a couple things. Like I said at the other gorgeousness, Kate, thank you for flying 18 hours, probably more, to come see us. We love you guys. Like the first person said, I love movies and TV shows, and when there's a character that you hate, you can tell the actor or actress that did their job well. So you did great, everybody in the show did great.
Such a weird compliment, isn't it?
That's it. You did your job well, you know. But yeah, your and Reb's, well, not yours, your character and Reb's relationship touched me because I lost my best friend to a heroin overdose in 2016. So,
I'm very sorry.
You know, like I said to Kate, the show isn't just a show because it affects our lives, if that makes sense. So, just wanted to say thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. I'm sorry to hear that, but you do hope that. I mean, that's why we tell story, eh? Like, it doesn't come out of the ether, it comes out of people's lives. And I think that was the thing with Wentworth is, as much as there's kind of, you know, there's so much epic shits and giggles and kind of wild operatic moments, it's all based in humanity ultimately, and human experience, and it's been a really beautiful thing since doing Wentworth, having people tell their stories of love and loss, and you're just very grateful as an actor that your job is one where it travels far enough to reach other people, so thank you.
Did you do any research, right? So coming in not as an original cast member to a show like this has to be a little bit
scary.
Yeah. What were your feelings when you got the role, number one? And number two, was there ever a point where you were like, oh my God, like, how am I going to portray this today? Or where am I going to pull from?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I was fucking stoked to get the job. Like, it was a brilliant opportunity for me. It was a brilliant role. And joining such an incredibly kind of, well-supported show and well-loved show with a bunch of, humans that are just so excellent. So I was very happy to get the job. Second part, how did I prepare, did you say?
Well, also, like, were you freaked out about coming into it, right? So yeah, you were excited about getting it, but was there any point, like, when you're on the set the first day?
Oh my God, absolutely. Like, I think, I've told this story before, but like, I think on my first day I had to stunt drive and run, which I hate running. I'm running in a dress, and I had to do that. And the stunt driving was down this tiny little alleyway, and the stuntie put like an absurd amount of faith in me that I did not have in myself. And it's extraordinary that we didn't all go down. Like, it's absolutely amazing. I did a burnout that day. Do you call them burnouts here?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that day that I'm amazed didn't take out the entire camera department. Like, it was extraordinary. So I was terrified with the faith that was put in me, but also incredibly grateful for it because it gives you bravery you don't really think that you have. And yeah, and I think, I told this story before, but with I think it was the first day, it was a scene where I had my finger cut off, and I'm standing there, well, I'm on my knees, in front of all of these epic cast members, and also the background artists that have been there from the beginning. Terrifying. Like, I was more afraid of them, because I kind of knew the others, and someone was like, terrifying. And it's brilliant, what incredible casting. And I was there, and because I'm like, I have to be such a smart ass, and I haven't made any friends yet, you know, so that's the first entry, and I was just sitting there kind of inwardly petrified. I'm not going to make some friends, other people like me, but outwardly just having to just be such a, you know, big butch cock asshole. So yeah, finding that balance was really scary, yeah.
Who was the person the first time on the set that made you feel the most comfortable?
Jesus, they are all so lovely. But yeah, Kat, really, I mean that, cuddles from Kat, like nothing you've ever known. Just like, it's like walking into a cloud. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so sweet. We'll have to tell her that later. All right, I'm going back to you because I don't want to take up too much time. Go.
Hi, I'm Joy. I'm from Wisconsin. Hi. I'm also celebrating my birthday.
Do we go again really quick? The me don't sing fair. Yeah.
Actually, I don't have a question because they've been asked. I just want to tell you that you are amazing, and we are so happy that you're here. Thank you so much for coming, and I'm just in awe of your talent, and bless you.
Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you.
You know what to do.
Okay. I'm Danielle from Ottawa, Canada. Hi. I have a pretty good question. I want to know how tall you are. Are you Trevor? I'm everybody against Trevor.
I'm 6 foot. That's how you say it in America. I'm this tall. This tall. Yeah.
This'll give you perspective, ready? All right, hold on. You remember your camera's ready for that one? I certainly wasn't. That was the highlight of my day. And I'm straight, so.
I heard it straight, and everyone's good.
Heidi's Go. Are you reading your question off your phone? Yeah. I love it. I love someone that's prepared.
Hey, K-Bucks. Hello. I'm Paula, using my full name. I'm Paula from Philly. I'm sorry, I'm a little shy. So my question is, I have a rude question.
You have a rude question?
Rude.
Oh yeah, a rude. They said a rude question.
I was like, go for it.
A rude question.
It's like, I want to hear this one.
Okay, so my question is, Lou is wildly in love with Red and they're everything to each other. So I want to know, like, before they ended up in prison, because Red said that Lou wanted him, like, that it was like 2 years apart. So I want to know, like, maybe he knew some insight of how they were in their
Wait, say the last part one more time.
Like, maybe just some insight of how they were before prison.
Oh, 2 years before prison.
Yeah.
What your relationship was like.
Yeah.
2 years before going to prison.
College.
Yes.
Yeah. I can only speak for Lou, but you know, I think that Red was her absolute saviour, really. I think that she had given up on meeting anybody that she could ever show herself to and receive love back. And obviously Lou didn't show everything all at once for fear that it would kind of destroy it all. But I think that, yeah, I mean, Red was Lou's reason to live and to survive and to fight. And so I think that, yeah, it was
in so many ways.
Thank you. Thank you. It's so amazing to have these Wentworth cons where you guys get to have your little, a mini reunion.
Yeah.
Who do you hang out with the most though, or who have you hung out with the most since the show ended?
Oh God, I mean, so many of them live in Melbourne. Dan and I just shot something together, so we hung out quite a bit. We did something called Erotic Stories, which will be out in October. We don't hang out. I tried to get it with me, but
I was going to say, where do they watch it?
Yeah.
That's what they want to know. They want to know where.
Yeah, I don't know where it'll be on. I mean, it's out in Australia on SBS, you know.
Have you guys seen it?
It's not out yet.
Oh, it's not out. It's coming in. When are Wimbledon drops?
So I did that. I don't know when it'll come to Australia. So I'm planting something that I can't
Look for it. As we've learned, you can Google it.
Yeah, you can Google it. Do what my kids do. Google, Mom, erotic stories.
What was your question? Oh, what is it called? She said,
erotic stories.
Running stories.
Erotic stories.
Erotic stories.
Did you say running stories? You're showing running stories? Anything I've said? Running stories?
Who was in Toronto with my hearing issue? You're right, you heard that. Who was it with?
Robbie.
No, Robbie. Robbie kept saying, what was Robbie saying? I'm not going to say it. If you don't remember, he kept saying sex, and I kept hearing six.
Oh, you did?
And I was very confused. I was very, very
Can
confused.
you put that in a sentence?
Was
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
remember.
he does.
I don't remember the context
Yeah.
of it. I just remember it happening
remember
about
a lot of
5
sex,
times.
a lot of counting.
Well, if the sex happened 5 times, it would have been a good night. But I kept hearing 6, so not such a good night. I got 2 laughs. That's all I need. All right.
It's better than 6.
Here from New York.
Hello.
So, if you did it all over again and had the opportunity from episode 1, what character would you play and why? And answer in an American accent.
She was very direct with that.
American accent very well. Like, I have to sit there and really learn it. Otherwise, I sound like girls. Accents are my forte. This is Russian, of course, which I'm very
I was going to say, it sounds like a cross between a Barbie girl and
I mean, the answer's pretty. I would play Boomer. I would absolutely play Boomer. I mean, I did, it never came my way. But Kat's journey in that role was just extraordinary. What that started as and what she built it to. I mean, she's a beast, man. She's so clever and she's so kind and smart and filled with hearts and filled with story. And Boomer came from her. It's very cool.
And wasn't she was supposed to be only she wasn't her role was supposed to be
a teeny weeny thing.
Yeah. Which I think is amazing. That's a testament to her as an actress, you know. Oh, right back there. I love your shirt, by the way. Sorry.
Thank you. My name is Autumn. I'm from Wisconsin. The lovely lady before me asked the same exact question that I had.
Oh, because it was such a niche question.
It's such a great question. I asked Bernie last time, and I think he said Jim.
Oh, really?
But I guess the secondary question is, did you watch Wentworth before you were even cast? And how did you come to audition or kind of come out or find out about the role?
Yeah, I did watch it. I did. I mean, I'm a lesbian, of course I did. You get the crumbs you can, you know? Yeah. There's straight women taking their shirts off. What's happening? Yes, no, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And I didn't watch all of it. And then when I got the role, I went back and smashed it. In a very, smashing that show, it's traumatic. Like, it's hard work. I was so exhausted.
Wait, when you say smashing the show.
Oh, like watch it, binge watch.
Binge watch it. Okay.
Yeah. I didn't see that.
Smashing here means something different, so I wasn't sure exactly what happened there. Yeah, I had 6
I have a question that the writing of this series was absolutely incredible. So, and that just kept everything tied together. And as new characters came and went, how much do you think was the writing involved you as an actor, and how much involved you as an actor fitting into the writing throughout the series? And the second part, so that's the important part. The second part is I did see where you mentioned that you were ready for cuddles. So I just when you got here. So.
You want to cuddle? Do I cuddle before the question or after? And do I come to you or do you come to me? Why don't you come to me? And then we can have a cuddle. And then I'll
Now everybody wants a cuddle. Ready? Everyone take your arms and just wrap them around yourselves.
Just gotta put yourself here. I learned that in primary school.
What happens at WentworthCon stays at WentworthCon.
Except for it doesn't, because there's so many phones here. God, I see my ass just did that.
I didn't see. You can't live underneath the bed.
Yeah, the writing room. The scripts are extraordinary and they're so tight, and it's an ensemble cast, and so what they have to fit into every episode or every season was just remarkable. The scripts came to us in an incredibly brilliant, polished way, and then the door was open. So you can, obviously, you don't want kind of a bunch of actors streaming going, and then, but the dialogue between the actors and the writers' room was really wonderful. I think particularly in areas where the writers' room was lacking representation, there was a lot more dialogue. So I think Leah and Radi had a lot more chats with the writers' room because there wasn't a First Nations writer in some of the seasons. I think same with Zoe, there wasn't a trans writer in the room, and so there needed to be a lot of discussions between the writers and Zoe and myself and Nat's storyline. And they were incredibly welcoming, Albert, and they don't want the show to fall behind in its, in the cultural zeitgeist, that they want to kind of keep on the front foot always, and so their invitation for experience and queer lived experience was really genuine. I felt like that door was always really open, and obviously not everything could get through. It's a show that has has to move fast, but I feel like they deeply respected the humans who were playing the roles and listened to their needs. Not that we could ever speak on behalf of our community, but we could definitely voice the things that we thought were important to say, and stuff that maybe was in the script that needed massaging in order to speak more authentically to certain queer experiences. That was just from my experience in it. Yeah.
I know you're waiting back.
Hi, it's Tammy from Macintosh, Illinois.
Hello.
Just curious, which character did you like playing better, Denmark character or your Wentworth character, and why?
Don't ask me. I totally have favourites. No, I don't. That was my children. I don't have favourites of characters. I don't have favourites of my children. I can't pick. They are so dramatically different. They have both gifted me so much in such different ways. When I started on Deadlock, I auditioned for Eddie. I mean, Eddie just seemed like a natural kind of next role for me. She's like a loudmouth. She's a police version of Lou Kelley in so many ways. So I was like, I put down the audition for that. I spilled a fucking sandwich down my top as I was doing it. I just was like, this is the role. And then they said, can you also audition for Dulcie? And I was like, yeah, I can. But yeah, all right. And so then kind of like suck it all back in and do this very kind of straight role. Yeah, and so it was wildly challenging playing Dulcie, but it was so great because I have had experiences like Lou Kelley where you get to express everything. A character like Dulcie still feels all of that, but just can't let it out. So you have that same kind of wildness. You just have to contain it, which I found really, really fun. Yeah. Thanks for watching it.
All right, before you go, was there anything, like what was your funniest moment off screen, but on set?
I mean, I think I mean, a lot of the running stuff was pretty funny. We had this one day where me, oh my God, I think it was me, Pam, oh God, there was about 5 of us. We were having a basketball game, and all of us were so awful at basketball. And we're all like, the camera rolls, and you're all like, yeah, you know, I got this. So we're like, over here, I don't know what I'm doing. And we all just lost it. We just lost it because I'm sitting, and Pam and I, because of our height, you know, you're very encouraged as a young person to play sport at that height. You'd be amazing at basketball, okay?
Yeah.
Terrible with balls. Just absolutely.
Which explains why you are.
Yeah.
Did you hear what you said?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure.
Yeah. Yes, but it was so Pam and I were both like these hard asses on screen and then like in the basketball court playing like, you know, 4-year-old netball players, just trying to work out where we were going to get, you know, snacks from. It was terrible. And there was that one day where there was a scene where Lou Kelley had to start the shot by just getting a ball in the And when we rehearsed it, I just got it in. It was a total fluke. And so I gave everybody in the crew confidence that this is going to be done quick. So I can't even click on that yet. It was going to be done really quick. And then once they started rolling, it took me, I think it was 14 goals to get this fucking ball in this stupid hole. Yeah, it was incredible. It was a long morning. Yeah, and then one of the guys from Procter just came up to me and gave me this little tip on what I was doing with my wrist. And that fixed it, and I got it in, so it was fine.
What was the tip?
I can't remember. That retains sports information.
I would have thought after that very, very difficult morning.
I think that is probably called it. Yeah.
And she hasn't played basketball since.
Heading from Colorado, and you're awesome for sure.
Thank you.
The question though is, Red was taken away from Lou, and that was like you said, everything. Whereas Debbie was taken from B, and that was her everything. And I think both tragedies of loss brought out the most badass part of the top dogs, and like the most, like they lost everything. What did they have to lose? So the real question, and you watched it, so you know from the beginning, like B versus Lou, like who's winning that fight? Like you guys both just lost your loves.
That is an awesome question.
I have been asked that before. And you go, how am I going to answer this? Like, do I answer with hope? Do I answer kind of realistically? Or do I answer it how you probably want it? So, B wins every time.
No, is that how you guys would have answered it?
It would be a really good fight. I reckon it'd be a rad fight. There'd be a lot of hair. It'd just be not great to shoot, because it'd just be this like flurry of curls. I reckon. Look, Lou Kelley would absolutely say Lou Kelley. And so I'll go with her. Lou Kelley would be Lou Kelley. But she's coming out later, so maybe...
Yeah, we can ask her. But I want everyone to scream out who they think would win. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
They're both really short names.
I know!
Yeah, she was a good character. Yeah.
She's the best. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna thank you so much. I have one last question for you, okay? Wrap it up. Go longer. Everybody make some noise. A big round of applause up here. Again, you guys are going to see her again later. If you have our photo ops or round tables, we're going to go through the schedule. But one more time, a huge
made your own tea. Jesus! You got a finger on me and I'll fucking kill you! I love you to the moon and back. Just tell me! Please, is she okay? Please! What do you mean you don't know? Where's my little girl? You have survived. You think I give a fuck? I am stuck in here with nothing. I don't give a fuck what Frankie says, because Frankie won't be running things around here for much longer anyway.
So what do you want?
I want payback for Debbie. I'm gonna kill the fucker. You put the fucking needle in her arm, and you don't know! Freak. You don't run this prison. I do. It's bees! You go against me in any way, there's going to be consequences. You be careful what you wish for. The girls need you more than ever. They need their queen. Everything's gonna be okay. I win.
Coming to the stage right now, your favorite person, Danielle, Cormack!
Thank you so much for coming out, everyone. This is my second time in Chicago and my 500 millionth time I've done a convention. I'm so honoured and chuffed that you want to keep coming back for more. As I've said before, you're sick fucks. I just stay hydrated. Cheers. It's funny, I've done this so many times, but I was feeling really nervous before I came out here. So I went and took a nervous dump. And you all know what that's like, right? You're like, I'm fine. You're like, you're up and fine. And I go, oh, yeah. As I was do I tell the story? We're in Ward 9. Who's new here? Welcome along. Welcome. I hope that you have a great day and have had a great day. How wonderful that you got to see both the Kates at their American debut, yeah? I think. Hot. We've got a hot green room out there, like, woo! Hot. Anyway, that's not why I did a dump. I was feeling nervous. So I went to the toilet, and then I went, because you got to wipe down there, right? And I went, oh God, that's right. Because I've just been editing a film, and I've been shooting a film, and I was completely absorbed in that. And I hadn't showered in days, and I hadn't waxed or any of those kinds of things. And I thought, oh, I better get ready for Chicago. I want to look, reasonable for you, gorgeous folk. Thank you. But actually, on another aside, I'll come back to the dumpy pussy story. I'm sorry if there's anyone in the room that doesn't like swearing or anything like that, you probably just leave now. Okay?
a murmur, a murmuration. Do you know what that is? It's like a flock of birds that fly together. It's the most beautiful thing. Like we're talking thousands of birds, then they kind of do this dance in the sky. And I was thinking, oh, it's like you guys, you're like a murmur. You're like my murmur. My little murmuration. Well, not mine, you're everyone's murmuration. And then I thought, no, hold on a second. Because then I read something in a magazine on the way over here too, where an orgy constitutes more than 5 people. And I was like, no, you're not in my orgy. So welcome to the WentworthCon orgy. I'm your host, Danielle. And we're working on really well. Anyway, back to the dump. So I wanted to look nice for you guys. So you know what? I'm going to give myself a fake tan. So I did that. Kind of. It's rubbed off in all the right places. The places you want to see. But I mean, I'm going to go get my legs waxed. Because it's hot over in Chicago, so I might wear a little shorty shorts or a skirt. Because, you know, I mean, I don't mind hair. You know, we were given hair, that's cool. But I just wanted to clean myself up. I was feeling a bit grotty. So I went and got my legs waxed, and I was like, well, while you're down there, no, not like that. But it's been a while, so it could have been like that. But no, it wasn't. I was like, can you just tidy her up now? Yeah, that's what she said. She went, oh. Miracles can happen. But I was like, okay. And then I started to put the hot wax on. Has anyone here been waxed? No. Yeah. Yeah, like, oh. So she puts the wax down there, and then the phone rings, and she goes, I'm just, oh, okay. I go to the phone, and I'm like, yeah, it's hot wax. And I hear her off, and she's like, you know, hello, ladies, can you tell them? Oh, yeah, hi. Yes. Oh, no, really? And I'm lying there, and the wax is getting harder and harder, and I'm looking and going, oh no, this isn't going to come off. This is not going to come off. And then she comes back, and then she's like, oh, I'm so sorry about that. And she goes to rip the wax, and it doesn't fully come off. And then, this is all for you guys, my orgy. I think this is just for me, this is for you guys, okay? So none of that business of like, oh. Look at your face, you're like, oh my god, we should go over this. Anyway, long story short, which is pretty much what my pews are like, the whole thing had to come off in the end. I know, I'm like, oh, so that's what I'm saying. When I went for my nervous thingy, and I looked down and I went, oh god! Like, that was a big shock, I forgot. Anyway, that's why I'm drinking now, to get over the trauma. No, it's not, it's just because I like
That's a Brazilian.
That's a Brazilian. It was I go, hola, hello. We've got a whole other country happening down here now. They say Brazil, hello. Yeah, so I had a good flight over here. I spent more hours in the air than I would on the ground here. I don't know why I booked this leg, but I ended up going through Japan. So I pretty much went around the world, but it was great because I got to just sit on the plane and drink my way through several countries. It was good for me. I feel great now. Cheers. And you know, like people say, hey, you know, how have you managed to still be here and look okay? And I'm like, because I stay hydrated and I've got my fruits, lime, and the other bit that tequila's made out of, agave, so that's my greens, and something else. Anyway, so cheers to you all. For those of you who have just, this is your first connection, I know I'm not sitting here and having the beautiful Steph interview me or do the panel thing. I like to run my own show because I'm an arsehole. And who here has not seen all of Wentworth yet? Oh, that's good because you haven't seen the whole lot of it? No? Have you seen past season 4? case there's some spoiler alerts, I don't know if they're rocking anyone's britches. What is going on over there? I just looked over and this person's gone like this. What is this? I love it. Okay. Tonight, you can do that tonight. Are you all going out tonight in Chicago? Yeah, and are you all going to go to the market days tomorrow? There's a big, yeah? Cool, I saw that. I might head along there myself. Go and get down with my rainbow family. Fun. What's going on tomorrow? There's a market days. It's a festival. It's an LGBTQIA+ festival. There you go. Yeah. Boys Town, their town, they town. Okay. You think you were like a non-binary town? Okay, are there any questions that anyone has for me, straight up? Okay, I'm up first there. Hi, how you doing?
My question is whether it was like physical or emotional, what was your most challenging scene for you?
Okay.
And I
Are we talking about in Wentworth?
Yep.
Good. I was going to say the most challenging scene happened yesterday. That was a scene. When I walked out to reception to pay, the person who was in the next door room having some waxing done walked down, they were looking at me like, what the fuck happened to you in there? And I was like, my most challenging scene in Wentworth, it's hard to say. I was just saying at the round table I just had that there's so much more about the show that you would all remember rather than me. Like, I only remember certain bits because I keep talking about them over and over. And it's hard because I really don't remember everything I did. It was a long time ago. And like I said before, you know, it was a job for me. So it was just important to remember the scripts and the scenes on the day, to serve those and then move on. But from my recollection, I think one of the, I remember more challenging because I felt like I couldn't make it work was the fire scene. Like having to sell the fire. You know, as I said before, you know, we work in Australia, it wasn't a massive budget. They had some, you know, little kind of smoke machine and some, you know, bad polystyrene blocks that we had to pretend were really heavy. And it just felt a bit hokey. You know, it felt a bit weird to try and sell this big kind of fire explosion. So I know that I really struggled with that just on a work level. Physically, probably the hanging, because it felt very strange to reenact a potential someone trying to take their own life. It made me, and then emotionally, because it made me think about all the people in the world that had arrived at that point in their lives, and I just kind of became this open conduit for thinking about those experiences. And thankfully, the producer came down and saw the shooting of that scene because the crew were very quiet. There was a very different energy in the room. And when I left the set, I had to go and stand outside and just take a moment just to sort of let it all fall through my body because it was so intense. Because it wasn't, you know, I couldn't let go of character stuff, but I think I opened myself up personally to that experience, and it really made me feel very uncomfortable. It made me feel very sad, but they offered some counselling, and I think around that time that's when they started to offer a lot of the actors counsel after they had to enact scenes that were particularly challenging or, you know, were dealing with some very difficult subject matter. So it was great that they were looking after us in that regard, but that was really hard.
Did you have any say in the weapon used when B kills Jax? And what was the significance behind the pen?
Are you talking about the pen? Yeah. No, I can't remember that. I think it was just, you know, what would be allowed inside a prison. I think at that point they were still trying to stay true to the world of prisons. I know over the series they become less and less inclined to honour the world of the prison. You know, people are running around with little machetes and they're able to, you know, get needles and drugs from the medical centre at 3 a.m. I'm like, what sort of prison are they running? You know, like, what happened there? But, you know, so the rules of the world started to be broken to serve the story. And I think in the beginning, we really tried hard to maintain what it would really be like in prison. So I think at that point it was the pen. Now that was the weirdest experience as well, because they had to next minute I look like I've been cutting ketchup. It was so weird. But I mean, Wentworth is full of beautifully deep, resonant moments, and it's also full of complete absurdity.
Yes, it is.
Thank you all for going on the journey.
I want to say I love you so much. The scene where you find out that he dies and you go through that, how did you prepare for something like that, and how do you prepare, not take it home?
Yeah, I think if you have the question like how do I prepare for the death of Debbie and also how do I not take that home. So the death of I consider my job as an actor, and thankfully I've been doing it a long time. So the job of an actor is to be able to reenact any experience or to be able to emote at any given time and as much as they can to serve the story. So I didn't have to prep for that much. All I had to do was be incredibly present as B and go, I've just lost my daughter. The most treasured thing in my life is dead. And it was easy. That was probably one of the easiest scenes I had to shoot because it was so clear to me what I had to do. And so it came quite easily. In terms of taking, I didn't have to do a lot of prep other than be there, receive that information, and it just came. I think it's probably because I'm really good at being hysterical. They pay me But you want to pay me to be hysterical? Sure! But in fact, I was saying at my round table, I've just done another TV show in Australia where a mother loses her child, and I reckon they've just got this thing, they go, okay, who can we get to play? Oh, Danielle Cormack, she does have lost a child. And sorry, that's not disrespect to anyone who's lost a child in this room, because that is one of the worst things that can ever happen, I think, to a human being, because it's not the natural order of the laws of nature. And so my heart goes out to you, because I did receive a lot of letters and a lot of parents reaching out to say that they had had that experience and they were very moved by what B had gone through and how it was portrayed on screen. So, for that, it was an amazing thing. I'm not underplaying it. In terms of taking home my work, I think around season 3 I needed to go into intense therapy. I was like, why am I being so anxious when I get home? Why am I snapping at everyone? Why am I constantly walking around and thinking someone's going to fucking shank me? It's like, maybe I need to go to therapy. So I did go and see someone, and they said to me, and they put it so plainly to me, that when you are acting something, when you are crying or laughing, acting, pretending, the brain doesn't know you're pretending. The body thinks you're actually going through that, because the body doesn't know that it's not true. So when I was losing Debbie, or trying to take her life, my body was going through that experience, and she taught me how to wind down from the end of the day, to actually disengage from what I'd gone through as B, and to find my own body again. And that was a huge help to me. Yeah? That's why actors are so messed up. Hold on, there was someone down here. Hi.
Hi, I just want to know when the hell you're going to do something in the United States of America.
That's a big question. Probably not so much now because everyone's on strike. I would love to do something over here. And I've sort of thrown in the acting hat a little bit. I'm more interested in directing and producing now. So those of you who I just like telling people what to do. I'm very driven by visuals, and I found like the acting thing for me, although I love acting, it wasn't as satisfying for me as much as it has been. I feel sitting in a position of waiting to be picked is frustrating, which is why Nicole Silver, who plays Frankie, and I started our own production company so we could be more in control of our work, and we created our own stuff. Which is great. It's like, oh, who should we cast? Oh, me, okay. Who should we cast? You, okay. Great, that was easy. I did a fantastic audition. right for the role. But I've now stepped more into the roles of directing, and I love it because I'm such a visual person. I always have been. I like taking photographs. I like seeing what's in the frame. I have a stickler attention to detail, and so it really serves my directorial desires. Pardon?
I said juices.
Juices, yes, my directorial juices. You can stay at my orgy. Cheers. Hi, Anne. Yeah?
You kind of already answered my question with the acting taking you home. Are the rumors true? Is there going to be a Wentworth movie?
Oh, not that I've heard. But if there is, I'm not going to be in it, am I? Unless it's like, I can say, oh, no, I've got it. Oh, so Ellie is sitting there doing the pottery. And I come in behind her and hold. Goes to. See what I did there? Except it probably won't be that one, it'll be more like two. I don't know about the Wentworth movie. I mean, honestly, I left the show a long time ago, and I think things have moved on. I know that there's always lots of lovely rumours floating around, and but I don't really. It was a long time ago. I love, things like Wentworth is like I don't really recall so much. I've made some great friends in the show, but for me, what keeps it alive for me now is not actually the show. It's you guys. It's coming to these conventions and. Have big orgies and fly to different parts of the world and to meet extraordinary people with extraordinary stories. And for me, that's as a storyteller, it's so valuable. So I'm basically bleeding you all dry for my own purposes. Thank you. What's that?
You said you're a visual person. Do you hear a monologue in your head, or do you see it?
Several. All the time. Hi, Donna.
I have a personal question, and you don't have to answer if you don't want to, but I would like to know, out of all the characters, which one were you most attracted to?
Nicole Silva. I have the biggest crush on her. Which is really weird to say now because she's one of my best friends, but in the beginning, so Nicole and I have only grown close after I left Wentworth. We weren't actually really good friends on the show, which was really great because it served our characters and it served the stories. But I used to sit in the corner of the room and I'd be like, and then she'd turn around and she'd catch my eye and I'd be like, I just think she's so hot. So hot. She knows it now. And I just, but it wasn't just, she's obviously a beautiful looking woman, but she's also incredibly talented and super bright. So everything was just like tick, 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 and funny and naughty and just all this. I was like, oh my God, could you be any cooler? And then, of course, I was like, when I left Wentworth, I was like, there's no way that I don't want to see this person again. So I said to her, hey, you want to stop at production? I'm fine. Euphemism for, do you want to come to my orgy? Yes. No, and she, of course, said yes. And so here we are. But, Kate Box. What? Damn! You got it! There are some hot wenches in that show. Hot wenches.
You're super hot yourself.
Oh, thank you. Oh my God, thank you. But I actually only come here just to get compliments, so I build myself up on all your esteem, and then I just go home and I'm like, hey, everyone thinks I'm great. They're like, who? Who are you again? Okay, who's next? Hi.
I was just curious who you hung out with most on set, and I absolutely love Celia, and I was just curious if it was that mother figure in real life on set, like we all see her as mom.
Yeah, 100%. And I think, the best casting in a show actually is when you go, those people are kind of like the people. They really are. Like Celia was the mother hen and she's the most divine human being. She's incredibly empathic. She's incredibly funny. Her and I got up to all sorts of shenanigans. I think most of you probably heard that we used to, because of the gravity of the show and because of the subject matters that we would have to portray, it was important that we had some levity as well, just to balance it out. So we would do these really heavy scenes, and then be like, cut, and then we'd be like, oh, we'd just be really stupid. And so, Celia and I had our favourite characters. You guys probably heard of this, right?
No. We used to play, Big Ange from the Real Housewives. We'd like walk around the set in our teams, we'd be like, oh my god, I just got my lips done today, like, I can't even put them off the ground, like, my lips stuck out there too, oh my god, are you fucking kidding me?
And they'd be like, you guys are on set now, and be like,
oh god, I gotta go on set, okay. And then when we go on set,
they'd be like, action, and we'd be like,
oh god.
Liz, I'm really, Debbie. And they go, cut, and we'd be like, oh, that was fucking fun. So we were just always being gay-outs, like it was fun. I had great affection for my time on Wentworth. Not just the character arc I got to play, which was amazing. Like really, it's not often that you get to play a character arc beginning where we began, and then going through the top dog and losing and winning and all those losses and the emotion behind your personal journey, but then also the dynamic of the power struggle and the prison. To get all that kind of to become top dog and all that, like I'm eternally grateful for that, but not more so than the people that I got to meet. Like I'm so grateful to have formed the relationships that I did. And I got to work with some phenomenal actors on that show. I learned so much every single day. And I think the show is testament to that. And when you watch the show, as shown here some of the moments could be, and there's no disrespect to anyone that was involved, I think that the acting for me has always been standout. As that's why you fall in love with these characters, right? And the people that inhabited them are equally cool. So yeah.
Okay, it's not really a question, but it really is a question. What is your most favorite line, and can you say it for all of us?
My favorite line?
Yes.
Oh God. Are you talking about in Wentworth?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't run this prison. I do.
No, it was a really hokey line, actually.
Oh, we loved it though.
You don't run this prison, I do. I said it to Joe Ferguson's nostrils. I've reenacted this so many times. Like, it was the most hilarious thing because Pam, who's like 6'17", and I was just like, I felt like a little child. You don't run this prison, I do. Maybe not. My favourite line. I tell you my least favourite. I think they put it on the video going, you probably know the lines more than I do. Well, what is the line when she goes, I was in here for attempted blah blah blah, whatever blah blah blah, and just went on and on and on. And I couldn't, I felt like, because it was the first time B was actually really tough.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't get it. Like, I just hate, even when I hear it, I cringe. Because it's like, failing to administer, blah, 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 manslaughter. I think it was like, putting on the wrong deodorant, wearing my undies for 2 days, not shaving my legs, parking without paying, just goes on. Having too much to drink last night. Who did the video? Are they here? Is it?
No, she's not here.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen it yet. I could hear it, but I was like, God, she was angry. All the anger on that little redhead. Fiery little redhead. All right. Cheers.
My designated drinker.
I'm the designated driver tonight. Here we get my orgy. Okay, who's got some more questions? Hi, is there anyone who's had their hand up for ages?
Hi. Actually, I would like to know what you thought when Kiana approached you about WentworthCon. What would you...
It was an emphatic yes for me because I'd already done cons on the Xena Warrior Princess circuit. For those of you who are over the age of 79, like myself, I was on a TV show called Xena. Yeah. With the worst American accent that's ever been seen on television. Xena.
It was bad.
Fucking terrible. I'm so embarrassed. Like, people go, oh my God, you're on Xena. I'm like, oh. And look, part of me dies. I'm like, please don't bring it up. Xena, the Amazons are going to retire. Quick, let's run to the heart. Grab your swords, Xena. I'm Queen of the Amazons. We didn't have a lot of American TV in New Zealand. In fact, we only had 2 TV stations for years. And they stopped at midnight. And a little Kiwi would come and go, good night. And then it would stop. But most of our shows, because we're like a colonised country, most of our shows are British. So I could do a terribly good British accent, but when it came to American, I was like, oh, where's my kids and all his friends, they can speak American accent and better than I would, because they've been brought up with an American accent around them all the time. So it was very difficult for me. I'm so embarrassed about it. But it garnered a huge fan base, and my character in particular, because I played Queen of the Amazons, and I was a moody little character. But I got to come to America and do the fan conventions, and so I knew what they were like, and I knew that it was fun, and it was a great chance to meet people and to meet other actors and other people that were part of the show, and that I didn't necessarily work with. So when Kiana asked me about WentworthCon, I was like, is that popular? She's like, yeah, there's a really big fan base over here. And I was like, okay, cool. And I'm glad I said yes. I think I was one of the first ones, yeah? Yeah, it was fun. Yeah. And there's so many of your faces that I've been seeing over the years that keep coming back, and it's lovely to see you, and it's also lovely to meet you people as well. Thank you for jumping on board. You know, I mean, it's such an incredible, as I said before, a great testament to the show that it has garnered this want of people wanting to come and meet us, to engage with other murmurations. You really just want to come to the board. I know.
Macintosh!
such easy writing. It's so good. Nice to meet you. I love. Thank you so much for taking me with it. Yeah. Hey Meredith, how are you? Loved it. Really good. Me too. Had a really lovely time. It's been a nice chill convention, yeah? Hey Amy. Have you had fun?
Been too enough.
Awesome. You're working on getting the whole call. Beautiful. Next one. They'll have me. Myself.
Okay, but don't go up on stage and get them. You guys gotta get off the stage. That's a liability for you falling off and all the things. You can't. No, yeah.
Meredith.
I didn't know you were going up to get them.
I'm good, honey. Now I'm really apologetic. I can't look and talk and write because then I write what we're talking about. Can you tell the people that I do this so I don't have to do it?
She can't write and talk at the same time.
I gotta back up already.